While most men are afraid of being rejected when they approach women, the motives for Sigma guys are quite different. They are viewed as a lone wolf who doesn't look to anyone or anything for approval. They frequently challenge social standards and abide by their own set of values. Contrary to popular belief, they are not reclusive or indifferent to others. But why do they no longer approach women? Here are 11 causes of false expectations. Sigma males prefer more subtle tactics that don't include acting like they're playing games. Being honest is very important to them. They are not impressed by the customary phony movements women make when trying to get attention. Sigmas can see through the front that women put up. This is why, in today's society, they avoid approaching women who are merely looking for attention. Glossy images of airbrushed models on glossy magazine covers are all around us, and these idealized portrayals of female beauty have come to be accepted as the norm. However, most women are completely unable to live up to these unreal expectations. Not only is the ideal of physical perfection unattainable, but it can also be harmful to women's mental and physical health when they make an effort to achieve it. Because of this, Sigma men are reluctant to approach women who are attempting to live up to these unrealistic expectations. They favor people who respect their originality and natural beauty instead. Only genuine and down-to-earth women will be approached by Sigmas. 2 are elusive. Women nowadays are more empowered and self-assured than ever before. They seem to create a situation where interested men have to work for it. When courting them, they often put up a hard front, making it difficult for men to approach them while it can be seen as a challenge for other men. Sigma males are not interested in playing this kind of game. It may give you a sense of accomplishment when you eventually win her over, but it's not something that a Sigma male finds fulfilling. They are turned off by such behavior as it is too predictable and unoriginal. Everyone knows how the game works, and it doesn't take a genius to figure out what the other person is trying to do. This kind of interaction bores them, and they are not interested in wasting their time and energy on something that doesn't have any real value. It's like a chess game that has already been played. Playing hard to get may be effective in some situations, but Sigma would rather discover something novel and intriguing to investigate. In today's environment, the dating scene has become far too limited. The emphasis on appearances in dating has shifted away from personality. The idea that people should be assessed solely on their appearance is completely rejected by Sigmas. This does not imply that they do not value beauty. They simply don't believe it to be the most crucial aspect of a relationship. This is only one of the many reasons why Sigma men tend to avoid women who place an excessive amount of value on physical looks. They care more about substance than anything else, which can be hard to come by in today's shallow dating scene. While many people think of Sigma men as being out of date and traditional, they are quite in touch with contemporary culture. However, they will never compromise on their core values, which sets them apart from the competition. They seem to possess a sixth sense that allows them to recognize the real jewels among all the fluff. It seems as though they can discern someone's true identity from their outward appearance. These men always choose quality over quantity because of this. Women are notorious for refusing to accept anything less than what they deserve. 4th, her eyes are glued to her phone. Nothing turns a Sigma off more than seeing a woman glued to her phone. Even though technology is a vital component of existence, it seems as though they are unable to disengage from it and interact with the world around them. People must understand how to maintain a balance. A Sigma guy can unplug from technology and enjoy the moment. Therefore, you'll never find one of them engrossed in their phone. For this reason, they find it so annoying when women are glued to their phones. It is a sign of impatience and inattention, 2 traits that are detrimental to any kind of relationship. 5 Sigmas don't like it when individuals prioritize technology above their relationships, or when they become so preoccupied with checking their social media feeds that it interferes with their reality. They are too old for the traditional dating games that men and women frequently engage in. They are at a disadvantage since they are not interested in power struggles or mind games of any type. They make it simpler for them to locate someone who understands their genuine character, since they are open and honest about their aspirations. The Sigma is straightforward, which can be daunting to some people, but they are loyal and don't waste time attempting to win over individuals who don't share their interests. They don't pursue women. Instead, they wait for them to change their minds before approaching them. This is why they typically avoid approaching women in favor of waiting for the appropriate one to contact them, whereas it can take the Sigma man longer to locate a matching spouse. They will ultimately discover someone who shares their ideals and attitude on life, therefore it is frequently worth the wait. This is not to suggest that Sigmas don't approach women. Rather, they frequently prefer a more relaxed and unforced method, which involves avoiding eye contact. Avoiding eye contact frequently generates the appearance that a person is being evasive or concealing information from the other person. Additionally, it conveys an underlying insecurity that turns off Sigmas right away. Making eye contact throughout a conversation is crucial since it demonstrates that you are trustworthy and have nothing to hide. Sigmas dislike it when others avoid eye contact with them because it shows a lack of sincerity and honesty. Because doing so demonstrates confidence and respect, a self-assured woman will never be afraid to look a man in the eye. On the other side, if a woman completely avoids eye contact, she probably doesn't feel confident in her skin or is too afraid to speak up for herself. And Sigmas finds nothing alluring about this. I'm not talking about it since every man knows that the nature of dating and relationships has changed as a result of social media. But avoiding eye contact could also indicate that she is uninterested in you and is unwilling to make an effort to engage in conversation. Social media and Hollywood have altered the expectations of men when looking for a partner. It's messed up. Psychologically, Sigma males are aware that many women have unrealistic expectations of what a perfect partner should look like or how they should act. They don't want to be held up to these standards and feel pressured into trying to meet them. Sigmas also understand the power of image and how it can affect relationships. They don't take part in the online world of superficiality where people are judged based on how many likes or followers they have. They prefer real-life connections, which is why Sigmas don't take too kindly to women who prioritize their social media presence over developing an actual relationship. Too many gurus and online influencers have convinced women that they must look and act a certain way to attract any man. But the reality is that Sigma men prefer authenticity, and any attempts to be someone she's not will drive them away. 8 Sigmas are not desperate. There is nothing worse than a desperate man trying to win a woman's affection. It's like a drowning man grasping for a lifeline with no real hope of success. Desperation is a sign of immaturity, and it's something that Sigma males never show they have their value and worth. So they don't need to act desperate or clingy to prove it. They are confident enough in themselves and don't need to resort to such tactics. Sigmas don't approach relationships with the mindset of needing someone else to fill some kind of void. They know who they are, so they don't go out of their way to chase after someone else's approval. They don't rush into anything. This is why Sigma men are often seen as mysterious and hard to get, which often piques the interest of women. They're better off taking the back seat, taking their time, and waiting until they feel that chemistry before taking any further steps. 9 Overly emotional behaviors for Sigmas. Emotions are something that should be kept in check while they understand that feelings are an important part of life. They also know that it's important not to get too attached and overreact. They don't like when people wear their hearts on their sleeves and act overly emotional all the time. It makes them feel uncomfortable and clearly shows that the person lacks control of emotions. Sigma men avoid drama and unnecessary conflict. That's why they tend to stay away from overly emotional women who are always making a scene. They appreciate calmness and maturity in women, which is why they don't approach women who are always ready to start an argument or get into a heated exchange. They avoid any kind of situation that could result in conflict or chaos. This shows their maturity and the fact that they value peace and calmness. Signs of emotional instability are a major red flag for Sigmas, as they want a woman secure in herself and can handle difficult situations with composure. 10 Lack of self-awareness. Sigma men are fed up with women who lack self-awareness. There are too many women unaware of their actions and words and the consequences they can have on others. This often leads to misunderstandings and conflicts that could have been avoided if she had been more mindful of herself. Of course, this isn't only applicable to women, but it's something Sigmas don't appreciate. Sigma men want a woman who can recognize when she is wrong and be honest about it without making excuses or shifting the blame onto someone else. While this is hard for some women, it's an essential quality that Sigma prefers in their partners. They don't want to be dealing with someone constantly making excuses and shunning responsibility. Self-awareness goes hand in hand with self-esteem and confidence. These two qualities that Sigmas finds attractive. 11 Superficial conversations. This is far from just a dating issue. It concerns how people interact in general. Sigma men detest superficial and brief talks. They would much prefer to converse intelligently, exchanging ideas, and having meaningful conversations. They seek out the essence of a person rather than just their outward appearance to get to know them better. They shun small talk because it is time and energy consuming. Discussing the weather, what you had for dinner, or the most recent rumors won't do. Sigmas enjoy having challenging conversations that make them feel passionate about life and enjoy delving into complex subjects. This is not to say that all women can't have these types of conversations, quite the contrary. However, if all she can offer is small talk, then it won't hold Sigma's attention for long.